Hello there, good evening. Welcome to Coast to Coast. Tonight, British Petroleum are told they can drill for oil in Poole Harbour, but the conservationists fight on.
There was a remarkable family day at Newbury in Berkshire as well today. A man who was adopted as a baby was reunited with his natural mother after 30 years apart. Terry Doherty from Cheshire rang Newbury Police when he wanted to trace his mother, and a friendly police sergeant found her, and this afternoon they all met up. Sergeant Peter Ryan was there to see his detective work come to fruition. The mother, Mrs. Valtrout Little, could hardly believe it. Then, as Terry Doherty arrived, the magical moment, a 30-year wait, was over.
Very good looking.
Like his mother. Like his mother, isn't it? Don't cry, son.
I've lost people I love. Oh, no. Not the #1 police sermon for the bereaved, please. Look, I've said I'm sorry. I can't spend the whole day saying it over and over again. If you want to feel better, get off your backside and start trying to find out who killed your friend. We need statements from the people who found her. We need eyewitnesses and the people who last saw her alive. We need time.
Knock it off! You're not plodding around the Seven Dials now.
At Seven Dials, we didn't sit around bawling our eyes out. We got on with some basic police work, something of which you seem to know nothing about. Has this death been entered in the book? Have forensics been called in? What are you? A bunch of amateurs?
Look, copper lady, you've had your training, I've had mine. But just you do some time here before you start telling me, right?
Any ideas?
Yes, Mrs. Forbes, I believe I have.
Lasers are powerful, dangerous and entertaining. Sci-fi writers and filmmakers loved them long before they were a reality. But today the laser is having its impact on the real world, in telecommunications, in defense and energy and medicine, and in new driven-by-light computers. Today we spotlight one of its most bizarre yet most important spin-offs, holography, the art of solid light.
Good evening.
If one of the buzzwords of the mid-70s was laser, surely the same fate must be in store this decade for hologram. This is one, it's a real scientific conundrum, because looked at from the side, it is a flat plate, and yet viewed from any other angle, it reveals a depth and a magic all its own. In fact, it's presenting a different image for every different angle of view.
You can't keep an elephant in a council flat.
Mr. Murphy told us she was going to the zoo.
Well, he couldn't find a zoo to take her.
He said he'd only written to circuses so far.
Well, he hadn't. He wrote to zoos as well. But times are hard. Nobody can afford to keep an elephant.
So you see, she'll have to go.
It's murder. That's what it is. It's murder. We're going to kidnap Rani and take her to Blanstock Safari Park.
Just like that?
Well, why not?
Loads of reasons. Blanstock's the first place Mr. Murphy will have tried. They probably turned her down already.
Oh, it's easy to say no in a letter. Once we actually get her inside...
And how are we going to do that? Wrap her up in brown paper, knock on the door and say we've brought them a big present?
We'll crack that when we get there.
If we get there. They'll be after us, the police, everybody, as soon as they miss us.
But that's it. They won't miss Rani and they won't miss us.
I don't know what you mean.
Look, it's simple. Ring up the slaughterhouse. We can travel by night and hide up by day.
You'd be a very strange human being indeed if you didn't regret the fact that you are a victim of thalidomide. But do you resent it?
No. Yes, regret, yes, but I mean, it hasn't hampered me in any sense. I mean, I can live independently. I can virtually do the things I want to do. You know, I've achieved more than, you know, the average human being. So, I mean, I can't complain. It would be absolutely sort of grotesque if I complained. So, it's taken something, perhaps, but it's, in a sense, probably given as well. It's a give-and-take situation.
What's it given you?
Perhaps compassion to some extent, an awareness of other people and their problems. And I'm not somebody who'll go out and help somebody, but I'm aware of their problems. I'm in a sense, I stand apart from other people. I'm part of, you know, community, society, but I can stand apart from it and look at objectively and somewhat make up my own mind.
And this week, questions comes from the Mountbatten Centre in Newport.
All right, let's begin. Our first question is from whom?
Graham Ferris. Has Mr. Scargill finally achieved, at a stroke, what Mr. Heath never could, the annihilation of both the NUM and Labour Party?
70% of the miners are on strike after a year. They have made massive sacrifices despite...
No, that's not...
No, wait just a second. There is a moral question as to whether somebody with a job has the right to vote to sack somebody else. Now, that's the question. That's the issue. But can I just deal with the bit about Arthur? He may turn you off, but he's the man of the year on the BBC because I think people admire him for, well, I think... I mean, even if I've never met him, the first man who stood up for his members and hasn't tried to be popular, very easy to be popular, the Daily Express or the Mail or whatever, very easy by selling out your membership. That's the first point.
I admire strong leadership.
Well, I do too.
But I'll tell you what I cannot understand.
Yeah.
And Arthur Scargill does exactly what you've just done. And with due respect, I think a lot of politicians do the same. You haven't answered his question.
Well, wait just a second.